That ain't rhythm, baby. Pretty good. That's funny.
All right. You ready to jump into it?
Anytime you are, boss.
Hello and welcome back to Creator's Dementia. It is me, your most favorite person in the world, along with my co-host.
Second most favorite person in the world.
We're tied. So, if you are watching this on YouTube, you can see a whole new setting is going on right now. Got to move my actual office space upstairs, and if you've been paying attention to my Clapper and TikTok and all that fun crap, even Facebook Reels, you'll see where I was in the process of moving everything up here. So me and Ellen's not going to be down in the dining room anymore where we have animals going nuts, and hopefully up here you won't be able to hear the traffic so much either, because I know it can still blend in with the microphones as loud ass trucks and stuff pass by. But got some decent lights. My son actually brought up his ring light for me. He said, here, use this. So I've got a good ring light over there, and got a talk bar, as you can see now, just to make it a little more fun, and a sunset light, which was extremely cheap. It was on sale, and I could not pass up that deal just to make it look a whole lot better for the ones who actually watch us on YouTube. I can feel the greatness in here now. It's amazing.
Makes you speechless.
It does. I'm gonna have to be quiet. I'm speechless. So, I am still in my church clothes. Me and Alan pushed the date of recording back a day because we were both so busy yesterday. His daughter had sports events to go to, and I had a barbecue. And I drank a little too much yesterday, and I didn't mean to. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
It's bad when you admit it's bad.
Yes. Like, I asked for forgiveness and everything this morning. Because, like, usually if I have a beer with it, I'll have, like, maybe 2 or 3 just to, be social. Last night, it was a lot more than that. And I felt bad for doing that.
You know what's an interesting thing? I don't want to get too far off subject. There's like 3% of people does not have a hangover.
Really?
Yeah. 3%. And I can, what got me looking at that, which we all have done our types of drinking or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I have never had a hangover.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I've had bad ones.
Never. Sickness or anything.
So you're part of that 3%.
I sure hope so. Because a friend of mine, he lived with us when I was growing up. And, of course, you know how you are being 16, 17. You'd sneak back home.
Oh, yeah.
And you think Mom and Dad was doing it on purpose because Daddy'd get us up early. And they'd be a big layout of gravy and biscuit and ham and stuff. And you're like, and I'd be telling the other guy, you need to eat.
Yeah.
You need to eat.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. You need to eat. He'd be like,
I can't do it.
I'm sitting there going, wolfing it down,
It's like, no hangover. I'm good. I got this. I say if he would have ate that, he would have felt a hell of a lot better.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, I was eating graham crackers last night to sober myself up.
Oh, bless your heart.
Yeah. I mean, I was chowing them down while playing Call of Duty with everybody.
I seen that you was playing Call of Duty.
Yeah. Because I don't like to get drunk. I can't stand it. But yesterday, I was having so much fun playing cornhole, having a barbecue. I did not pay attention to what I was doing.
It even says, you said you asked for forgiveness. It says that you can drink to be happy.
Yeah.
Of course, where that point is, and it depends on your belief too. But that point is, there's a break-off point.
Yeah. It's it's not against religions to have a beer or a drink. The only time it reaches to that point of concern is if it alters your state of mind. Yep. Yes. And I went beyond that, and I was like,
or if it hurts your testimony.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes.
Anyway.
And and just for the record, I done hit the table. When I get to that point, I get deep and truthful and personal.
Oh no.
Yeah. My wife knows everything. No. I'm pretty sure she felt the most love last night than ever, because I was just like, I love you so much. I'm glad you come with me to the barbecue. I woke up and I was like, what did I do?
And she's all cuddled up next
That's
to you.
right.
You know, like,
She was all smiles. It's lovely. Anyways, enough of the weekend warriors. Today's topic is going to be a very interesting one. We gave y'all a little bit of a teaser on the last go around, and me and Alan did some research, and there's a lot of stuff in here.
Oh, yeah.
Not only are we going to do, well, I know y'all heard that big ass truck. Jeez.
There's no hiding that.
There isn't. I need to soundproof this room. Get some egg cartons or whatever and just place them all around everywhere. That or get one of them things that sit right here and then just have to raise the camera higher. But anyways, so yeah, dreams is the topic. A lot of different concepts with this, a lot of different angles you can take it, and we're going to go from actual dreams to aspiring dreams with this one. So I will go ahead and actually let Alan go first, because like I was saying before, his notes seem more organized than mine. So I'll let you take it away on this one.
Well, as we told you last week, today, this two-person panel of experts on dreams, we're going to talk about dreams, nightmares, and all the strange dreams, whether you're running naked from giant hamsters or standing in your kitchen peeing in the refrigerator.
I've had that dream.
Oh, well, we're going to talk. I've got one to experience with that. I'll let you there. But
I didn't have no giant hamsters.
But if dreamology is, as if you want to call it, the study of dreams, it's actually a real thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I had the opportunity to work in the sleep lab for about 16 years at TJ's.
Oh, that's awesome.
And just a little bit of the science part of it. You got roughly 4 stages of sleep. You got your wake. You got stage 1, which most of us falls asleep like at school. You're propped up, and you're like dozing. Stage 2, you'd be like, the first one would be like you pop up and you're like, nobody seen me to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And stage 2 was like, well, dang it, the teacher has seen me. Stage 3, you can have some dreams in it,
mm-hmm.
but it's right before REM sleep.
Okay, yeah.
Usually REM sleep, which is REM sleep, it's the sleep where you do the majority of your dreaming. You hit it in about 60 to 90 minutes after you first go to sleep.
The REM cycle.
Yeah, and you have about 8 cycles a night on the average person, and each cycle gets longer and longer and longer and longer, up to 30 minutes.
Oh, well.
Like I said, this is the science part of it. If anybody's had children, baby brother, baby sister, baby cousin, or anything, when you're getting ready to put them to bed, like with my children, we'd always wait till they's in a good, deep sleep. You'd pick them up, and they'd be like little noodles just flopping everywhere. That is what our bodies does when we hit REM sleep.
Okay.
What it does, it tries to cut off all motor function to the body. That way, as you're dreaming, you don't act out your dreams. Of which sometimes there's a disconnect right there, and it don't quite work the way it should.
Yeah.
That's when you have kids usually peeing the bed, because all their muscle functions relax. That's usually if you're hot when you go to bed, and all of a sudden you wake up and you're freezing cold. You've been in REM sleep.
Oh,
because your body can't doesn't regulate itself thermically, whatever the notion is to that.
Okay. Did not know that.
Interesting fact. It is impossible to remember the first part of your dream.
I can see that, yeah.
It is impossible. The way you got so many chemicals that's released to trigger that dream.
Yeah.
And you cannot remember the first part of your dream. Within 5 minutes after waking up, you have forgotten 50% of your dream.
Really?
Within 3 hours, it's 90% gone. That's why you only get glimpses of the dream. What they say to do to help with that, like I said, this is the science part of it.
Dream journal?
Dream journal.
Yeah. That's in my notes too.
And that'll also help with lucid dreaming too, because
Got that one too.
Yeah, if you get in the habit, as soon as you wake up, write it down. It's going to get better and better and better. And before you know it, when you first wake up from a dream, you'll automatically start doing it. And you may not remember writing that dream down.
Yeah.
And that's a good way to remember it. I found a good statement online. It said, they don't deceive, they do not lie, they do not distort, and they do not disguise anything. What is it?
Is it your dreams?
It's your dream. I found that I can't remember the author's name, but it was not mine. But I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you can add on
Yeah.
anytime. Another thing is, because it accesses different parts of your brain, you cannot read in your sleep.
Really?
They say you cannot read. Like if you open up a book in your dream, you don't read it. You may recognize, like the poster right there. He's got a poster behind the camera that says Heroes.
It's a good show.
It's a very good show. It's very underrated, the first 2 seasons.
Right.
But you know how you can recognize, like when I read, there's certain words I don't read. I'll
Yeah,
see
because
it,
you
and I'll
know
just,
it all. Yeah, it just automatically in your head.
But they say that part of your brain, when it comes to reading words, shuts down.
Huh.
So,
Okay.
useless information.
Be weird, useless facts.
Useless facts. I'm full of them.
That's what makes us happy.
That is. I mean, and blind people dream.
That's awesome.
I mean, if you went blind later in life, and correct you can comment and correct me if I'm wrong. If you went blind later in life, you still dream picture dreams.
Right.
But I mean, if you've never seen or anything, as you can imagine, you dream in sounds, and they're more likely to have nightmares. What it reads.
Yeah. Is it possible that they would have dreams in version of Daredevil's sonar vision?
It does make you wonder if they have a general ideal, because they do feel.
Yeah.
And it does that would be cool.
That would be.
Not to have to dream that way.
Right,
dream
but
that
to
way.
be able to dream that way, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, dreams actually, they say it derives from real life
Events.
real life events and connections that are constrained by your unconscious desires. It's said to represent kind of like a fulfillment of a wish. It says that dreams can reveal unconscious desires and repressed conflicts, which I can believe that to an extent, because if you're having like a stressful day and you have a dream about it, there's a lot of representation of different things inside that dream that literally represent what you went through during that day.
I mean, we was talking about the science part of it, and exactly what you're saying. It's a way for your brain to file away the day, to sort it out, so you can wake up more clear the next day, ready to focus. Even when I was doing boxing or doing wrestling, that's just what I'm focusing on. Or when I'm studying for something at work, it is highly recommended that you get your sleep.
Yeah.
Get enough sleep that you go into REM. That way all that information can be filed away.
Yep.
Or, and of course, it's like anything. You stay up late studying for a test, and you got it when you lay down, then you wake up, and it's gone.
My cousin Amy Lou, she was taking a psychology class a long time ago, and this is in reference to what I did last night. Just drink a little. But the teacher told her that before you start studying, and this is only for adults, drink 1 beer, study, then drink 2 after, and you're supposed to remember everything that you studied.
That makes good sense, because where alcohol gets you, if you've ever noticed, if you really, really drink, or you get to the point where you don't forget what you've done that night, you really sleep well, and you have some vivid dreams. An interesting thing, too.
Dick.
An interesting thing, too. That's a loud vehicle.
That was.
Wonder is it a truck or a car? His car is up here or something like that.
It's probably somebody with a bad exhaust. more likely a car.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It is Kentucky.
It is.
But your body keeps up with how much sleep it's lacking.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay, yeah, I can see that because I'm tired all the time.
Yeah, you can look at it as like a bank. REM is very important to your sleep.
Yeah.
You can actually have dementia set up if you don't get enough sleep through your lifetime. And it can set up into dementia and Parkinson's. And
Wow.
It can lead into that. Just because some of the proteins that's released by the body, I think it's nuclein. It's a protein that your brain releases,
Uh-huh.
and it can build up over time.
Oh, well.
But I'm getting too far off track.
Keep going. We're good.
REM, you can think of your body as, when it comes to REM, the less amount of REM you get, your sleep bank keeps up with how much in debt to REM you are.
Oh.
Now, with that being said, when you take medicine, say you take NyQuil, or you take something to help you sleep at nighttime, then all time, and it just knocks you down into funky ass dreams that you just like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Running naked from a giant hamster.
Hamster, yep.
And that's what happened. Your body keeps up with how much, and when you have something to help you sleep, a beer, 2 or 3 beers for a study test, you go into REM that much quicker.
Yeah.
And you stay there, but you can't say, well, I want to sleep extra these 2 days and get caught up.
Right.
Get it prepared. You can't store it, but it keeps up with how much you need.
Oh, wow.
So that what you was talking about, that teacher saying that, that has some validity to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty neat.
It's only for adults.
Only for adults.
21 and older.
Unless you got a sore throat, then a teaspoon.
A teaspoon of whiskey.
Yeah.
What was the word I was looking for? Parental guidance.
Very much.
Yes. You gotta have a guardian present for that one. So yeah, I can believe about the whole REM cycle because, I mean, well, like you sleep maybe, 3-4 hours a day?
Yeah. On the days I work, I usually sleep 3.5-4 hours.
Yeah, yeah. And, it's weird how, a lot of our bodies and our minds are freaking different when it comes to stuff like that. Because, like, everybody always says you need 8 hours of sleep. If I sleep 8 hours, I feel like crap. If I sleep 5 hours, I feel like crap. If I get between 6 and 7, I'm golden. I am active all day long. But there is such thing as too much sleep and not enough.
Yeah, especially the older you get.
Yes. You don't want to sleep more than 7 hours, in my opinion, when you get older because your back will start to hurt. You wake up all hunched over like, oh, that's a bad idea. Even though my wife is totally different.
Oh, Joni is too.
Yeah, I don't I'm up at 6 o'clock every day, no matter what. And then my wife will look at me and be like, why didn't you sleep any longer? I'm like, I can't. My mind's like, hey, get up. So I get up.
I start saying when I message you back yesterday, I was like, you're up early.
Yeah. It's like, this ain't early for me. This is right on time. But yeah, there's actually no definitive evidence about what dreams consist of. Even though most dreams represent a collection of thoughts, struggles, emotions, events, people, places, and even symbols that are actually relevant to the dreamer. But the thing with, this kind of statement is I don't fully agree with it, even though, it's plausible. But, I've had random ass dreams where literally nothing made sense and there was random people I have never seen before appear in my dreams.
And talking about that, they say, if you may have read it too, that it is impossible. Like I said, like you said, you don't 100% agree with some that you just wrote.
Right.
I don't 100% agree with this because how times have changed.
Mm-hmm.
But they say you cannot dream of a new person.
Yeah, and see, I don't agree with that at all.
I mean, they say if you dream of somebody that you don't recognize, it's somebody that you passed on the street, passed at Walmart or somewhere like that. But I got to looking at that, thinking about that when I was reading that, and I was like, no, I can probably put together, well, even in these books,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you got to be, you know, we had talked about that one time about how we picture the people in our books or the characters.
Yeah.
But I don't 100% agree with that one statement. I think our bodies, our minds can make up new faces.
Right.
Of course, we meet thousands of people in our lifetime just in passing, but...
And you know, we're not going to register every daggone face that comes through our path. That's just, it's not logical. I'm not no government spy. I can't do that. But, you know, like when you get that random name to a random face in your dream, you can't explain that. I mean, it's not all about what you've seen and what you've experienced, even though your dream may consist of something you've done or wish you've done. But, you know, that random ass person that just appears, they're like, oh, well, you have seen them at some point in time. No, the hell I haven't. I've been to places, but I haven't been to all the places. And I'm pretty sure this person does not exist. I've never seen that face before. Now, when I dream of celebrities or whatever, okay, cool, because I watch them on freaking TV and stuff, you know. Yeah. It's a little desire to meet this celebrity. Or if at some point you had a crush on that celebrity and they, you know, appear in your dream, and you're like, all right, wish fulfilled, I got it. But no, not everything that you dream about is in direct representation of what you've seen or felt. Ain't no way.
Do you dream in black and white or color?
Color.
Color.
Yep. All mine's always color. You know, sometimes, you know, it could be like dark, but yeah, it's always color.
Mine has been too. They say if you dream, of course, TV and moving pictures, I'll say it like that. The amount that we're exposed to now has changed that a whole lot. Like 95% of people dream in color, but used to is black and white.
Because of all the old style movies and stuff.
And they say if you dream in black and white now, you dream of it because it's a lack of emotion in the dream, and that you're registering it as you're the observer.
Oh, wow.
That's one theory in it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting too.
It is. I've never
been black and white.
No, I don't think I've ever dreamed black and white. I'm too emotional anyways, so it's just not possible on my end. Black and white dream. That would be pretty cool to see.
I guess the closest black and white dream I can imagine, which before we get into our dreams or something like that, is I remember dreaming of a bear when I was real little.
The bear? And
I was watching the bear, and it scared me because it was running towards my house down a hill. Yeah. And the bear was black, and you know, if you really focus on it, everything around it lacked color. Mm-hmm. So the bear stood out, and I knew it was coming for me. So, I guess I was an observer.
You was an observer on that one.
But there was a lot of emotion when I woke up. Because I remember waking Daddy up, and it was like,
it's a bear!
How long till daylight?
Yeah.
That shows how old I was.
When are them candles going to get lit, Papa?
Son, we're out of whack.
My apologies. I will oblige your request in the morning when the sun rises and the rooster crows.
Back in the day.
Back in the day with the moonshine. Yeah, buddy. So I've been like I was talking about earlier. I was watching this show called The Peripheral, and the main characters on there, they're Southern. So they have that strong Southern accent. And ever since I started watching that show, I don't know why, but I want to talk Southern so damn bad.
You do, you just don't know it.
It's ridiculous. Oh, man. It is a good show, though. But that's not today's topic. One day we might talk about shows. Yeah. Hey, look, I found my cord. It's not on my shoulder anymore. No.
That's funny. There's a cord on my shoulder.
There's a cord on my shoulder. What the hell? Oh, it's to my headset. Oh, I got another headset too, off of a pallet sale. Thing was worth $80. I paid $3 for it.
Oh, you can't beat that.
Oh no, and it works perfect. I think I left it downstairs. But yeah, now I got another headset. And also, at some point, we're going to have a guest with us.
Awesome.
My little sister Paris, she's an avid reader, and she reads a lot. And we're going to get her on here to discuss her views on the books that she's read as a reader instead of our views as an author. Because it'd be a nice little change up there.
Yeah.
Figured that'd be nice to put out there. Ah, there goes them elbows. Yeah.
Makes me want to pop everything.
I already popped my knuckles. I can't do it. So, moving forward with dreams. The one, and me and Alan has talked about this, and I know he's got it written down too. The worst dream to ever have involves sleep paralysis.
Oh yeah, and it's such a wild history.
Oh my God. Sleep paralysis happens when you wake up during the dream phase of sleep. It's not fun at all.
Especially when you're new to it. I used to... I'll go ahead and finish. I'll add this in a minute.
So, they say that with sleep paralysis, it's all about a chemical in your brain where, I call it the half in, half out. Where you're in your surroundings, you see everything, but your surroundings are your dream, but you're actually awake. It's very weird, and it's terrifying because, like I said, you're half in, half out, so you know where you are, you realize what's going on, and you're trying to move.
And you're going to talk about it too. That's called the incubus phase.
Incubus. Ooh, see, that's just like a succubus.
Yeah, because you're going to... I would bet you're talking about the shadow on your back.
The shadows.
The shadow.
Yes. With sleep paralysis, you try to move and you can't. And it feels like something is on your chest suffocating you. Now, to dig just a little deeper in that one, there is, they call it... What's it called? The actual demon.
Oh, if you look it up, it's either a witch or a troll.
Yeah, it's the hag. I think is
the hag's one of them.
Yes. So I know Alan's experienced this too. With sleep paralysis, every time that I've done it, there's always a demon. Every time. It could be a hooded figure or just a complete shadowy, just decrepit looking thing, and I have been choked, I have been sat on, I have been pulled, I have been pushed, and I have been spoken to. Now, scientists cannot tell me that that's just a chemical in my brain. There's no way.
You know what scientists say that is. as I'm glad you said it just like that. I agree 100% because like you said, I experience some form of sleep paralysis twice a week, if not more. And it just depends on how tired I am, which is part of it.
Exactly. It's always your level of exhaustion will put you in that paralysis.
It triggers it more. But it is said, of course, we talked about being in a REM cycle, it disconnects your motor functions and everything. That's one part. Mm-hmm. They say it is. Because when you're, like you said, you're half in, half out, that hypno... it's called the incubus phenomenon. Hypnopomic stage of sleep. It's when you have the hallucinations after you fall asleep. After you start to wake up. They say, I read this one too, that the shadowy figure that you see behind you is your brain saying, this could be...
I'm doing a side recording too.
Your brain could be saying, this is an image, this is a shadow figure of you. Because certain parts of your brain has shut down. See, it's not what I've experienced at all.
So basically, it is highly possible that I am a demon myself.
You are a shadowy figure sitting on somebody's back right then.
I'm sorry if I've done that to you. I apologize. No,
I don't agree either.
No.
I mean, like you said, it's got such a wild history. It goes even in Mesopotamia. They thought it was demons. That's where
Yeah.
the belief originated from, as far as they can, recording that. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah. No. Like there was one. Me and the wife was in bed, of course, and I was in the middle of my in and out phase, and in my head, and I could hear myself doing it. I was screaming her name to wake me up. I as plain as day, I was like, Mary, help me. And then when you get that jolt, you just yank yourself up. My entire body just went boom right in that bed, and she was like, what in the hell? I'm like, I was in and out.
Yeah.
I said I was in the in between, and she knew what I was talking about. She said, are you okay? I said, I will be, just gotta give me a minute. And I just looked around the room for
Just get you
the
back.
demon,
Yeah.
and to make sure I was actually fully awake.
See, it's just last week. Well, it's been probably 2 weeks ago. A similar dream I had.
Yeah.
I think it's funny how we talk about experiencing it, but the way we deal with it is different.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had it. The furthest back I can remember me having my first one, I used to think Mama or Daddy was trying to smother me with a pillow because I would sleep in between. I would sleep in between them, and I'd wake up, and I could see nothing but like white in front of me, and I was smothering, because that's one part of the sleep paralysis, or I'd be down in my pillow, and it felt like somebody was pushing their hand on the back of my head into the pillow, and I thought it was Daddy. I sure did. Of course, I couldn't bend but 4 or 5 year old because I slept in between them, and my sister was just a baby.
Yeah.
And of course, that may have triggered it, being the only grandson and son for the longest, and having a little girl brought into it.
Right.
But a couple of weeks ago, I had one. I can't specifically remember the dream itself now, but I can remember smothering. And I was awake, and I had my forehead up against Joni. And I was like you said, I can remember it plain as day. Couldn't move. I knew where I was. I knew what I was doing. And I was stuck in my dream. And I had my head into her, and I couldn't breathe. I was smothering.
Yep.
And she said she heard me
Yeah.
gasping and stuff. She let me do it.
Yeah. She's like, just a little longer.
A little longer. She said, I thought he was just well, we talked about it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I could say Joni, and I was trying to nudge her to get her just to move to wake me up.
Mm-hmm.
Then I finally calmed back down, and I went back to sleep. Then I woke up.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but I've got so many. I know you have too. Just
Oh my
of them,
God.
and I'll share one or two here in a minute. But.
Like what gets me, besides the complete terror that I get from when I got either the demon's hand on my mouth, suffocate me, or around my neck, choke me. Like, I will wake up gasping, like, Alan just said, he'd done it too, trying to find air. But what gets me more than those terrifying moments is the jolt, because I'm like far beyond exhausted when that jolt happens, because you're stuck in that dream, but you're also stuck in real world. And it's literally like you're grabbing 2 bars and just trying to pull yourself up out of water. And everything else around you is just holding on to your ankles and trying to pull you back down. And then when you finally get that jolt to where your whole body is like out, my eyes are like, they feel so heavy. I just want to pass out, but I force myself to stay awake just a little longer to make sure I'm still safe.
Still safe.
Yeah.
Yes. It's funny how we get used to that. You look around. When I wake up, I don't wake up and I'm awake. Joni used to, of course, me and Joni's been together forever.
Y2K.
Before Y2K.
They got married right before Y2K.
Look at it.
If you don't know what Y2K is,
It's not okay. I will make this as a underwriting. Y2K is not a sex jelly.
No.
But
And KY jelly does not belong on peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I saw a video of a woman do that.
oh, I thought you was going to say, I tried that.
No.
It is water-based, so it wouldn't hurt you.
No. It probably tastes horrible. The face she made was priceless.
Oh, I can't imagine.
She's like, I'm going to try this American sandwich. Peanut butter and jelly. But yeah, she had KY jelly.
Makes you wonder about that one, don't it?
She put it on wheat bread. And she was like, I don't think this wheat bread's any good. This tastes horrible.
I was going to say, that makes it worse.
It was the KY jelly.
Bless her heart.
Off topic. Okay, go ahead.
That's too funny. But, yeah, when I wake up, when she wakes me up, she's learned to stay back. I'm not a violent waker-upper. I guess that's a word.
Waker-upper.
But,
before we go.
But, used to when she'd wake me up like this right here,
yeah,
and it scared the shit out of me every time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I try to crawl back away from it.
Killed it.
Yeah, got that demon.
Yeah.
But I wake up in a tunnel, and the tunnel gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
You got that tunnel vision.
So when I wake up, it's like I see if somebody's in front of me, all I see is their face.
Mm-hmm.
Then the picture comes in, and it seems like it's magnified.
Mm.
And that I've been like that more since I can remember.
I didn't put this in my notes, but it just dawned on me. Have you ever had the inception, I guess you could say, or it's you're in a dream, you think you're awake, but you're actually in another dream?
I've not done that one.
It's weird as shit.
You hear about it and like you're talking about it, I've never experienced it.
Yes. I'd be in a dream, and then I would wake up from this dream in the house, roaming around, maybe fixing to go to work, but then I would actually wake up again, and I'm in bed right before my alarm goes off, and I'm like, what the hell?
At least you know what you're going to do for that.
Right, yeah, it's like, okay, well, all right, deja vu. I'm going to get up and walk around the house. But yes, being in a dream inside of a dream. I've never had a terrifying one, but it'll still mess with you a little bit. Yeah. I call it Inception.
That's what it is. I've never had one of them.
Yeah.
We talk about the sleep paralysis. Sometimes you'll wake up in your dream, or you'll wake up and you're still in your dream.
Yeah.
Like I've fallen asleep on the couch at home before. And I can remember dreaming and just being stuck in a white room.
Mm-hmm.
Then wake up. I know I'm awake, and I'll look around. Well, I'm still dreaming.
Yeah.
And going. Now I have learned when I feel that sleep paralysis, because it's an obvious difference once you have it for so long, that once you become aware of it.
Yeah.
There's different ways of handling it.
Yeah.
You can sit and you can fight for the air.
Which I do every time.
I've learned to go to sleep. I've learned because usually when you're gasping for the air, you come to a realization that, I know what's going on.
Yeah.
Then I was dreaming one time, me and a group of people was chasing something in a snow cave.
That's awesome.
What it was, I cannot remember, but we was chasing something, and something happened, and I started smothering.
Oh, wow.
And into the cave. And I ran out of the cave and I started throwing snow in my face to get myself to breathe.
You told me about that, yeah.
Then I remember doing that, and I finally realized, I know what this is.
Yeah.
So I remember standing up in my dream and then I fell back asleep.
You went straight up lucid.
Yeah, I mean, and that's pretty interesting. Of course, keeping a journal, they say, will help you go lucid.
Yeah. See, and I went lucid. Not a lot. It rarely happens, but I've done it.
Avery says she can lucid dream.
That's
one of my
awesome.
daughters.
Yes.
She says she can't do it every time, but she's learned how to do it.
That's awesome. Because when you lucid dream, you control it all, just like Inception.
Or is it?
Or is it?
Or is it?
I'm gonna spin my top. Make sure I'm not dreaming.
No.
Is this a dream? Is this real life? Ah!
We'll wake up in a minute.
Yep.
And be like,
oh, it's Sunday morning again?
I gotta go over Bradley's in about an hour.
Yeah, I gotta go back to church. Every day.
Yeah, it's pretty. What about since we're getting on to the topic of dreams? Have you got any dreams that you feel that has carried on to the outside? that has directly. I'll give you the one about this one then, if you want to go that direction right now.
Let's go.
I can remember having a dream. I told you the one about the demon I had. Mm-hmm. And I can remember it plain. I was in a room, and in the corners, two of the corners were shadowed. And one of the corners, something was trying to beckon me in.
Yep.
And I could see the outline of it, and I could see its eyes. And that's the reason in my book that these colors between red and blue. Mm-hmm. In the shadows, I could see his eyes, because it is a he, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
They would go red, then they would fade back into the shadow. And when it'd go red, you could see subtle features.
Yeah.
In this creature.
Yeah.
And I can remember it plain as day, and he's like, "Come on in here. Come with me." Yeah. I mean, it wasn't mean or groveling. It wasn't threatening. But there was something maleficent to it. You know, that's bad word use, but there's something bad about it.
Right. There was something very creepy and dark.
And it was trying to coax me into the shadows, and it told me its name, and I even looked it up. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty. And a few years later, I told Joni this dream beforehand, and I told her the name of that creature had told me. Then we was watching a movie about ghosts and everything, and it showed this woman going through doing her business, and it sort of possessed her, and she carved its name into a Bible.
Yeah.
Then on the shelf, it reassembled some books, or not books, but tiles to say its name.
Yeah.
And it said its name, and I was like, well, shit.
It's the same name of my demon.
Yeah, and this is years after that.
Yeah.
And the good thing is, I told Joni about the dream. Then when this came out, I said, "Joni, do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember the name I told you?" And it was there, and I looked it up. And, I was telling you, I did some research on it.
Yeah.
And, in your book, our books, it talks about the fallen angels, the angels that was cast out of heaven. And it wasn't just Lucifer, but it was his army of angels that was cast to earth. Everybody thinks they went to hell. They didn't. They went to earth.
No, yeah.
And looking it up, and, you do enough research, you can find names, too. And that was one of the names of the big ones. And I was like, well, I want to sleep with my lights on now.
It's all right, Dan. All right. I see you, boo-boo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no. No.
You think dreams are prophetic?
Or what?
Prophetic. Like a prophecy.
Well, that kind of goes into all the deja vu stuff.
Yeah.
So before we completely dive into that, the definition of deja vu is an illusion of memory, a false sense of familiarity. But I call bullshit. It is not a false sense when it freaking happens.
It's the Matrix.
You damn right it's the Matrix. Freaking black cat coming by twice. Yes. Now, deja vu is freaking real.
Yeah.
And I've always believed that it's a gift. Even though it may not be like, oh, I pictured a car accident happening on the freeway, I got to stop it type deja vu. But it's one of them, if you can actually remember before deja vu actually happens, that's the trick. That part, I don't know why you can never remember that dream until it actually happens in real life, and you're like, oh, I dreamt that, But I believe that deja vu is literally a gift from God to a certain extent, to where he's like, hey, I'm preparing you for this, so start getting on that road because you're going to experience this. Now, I guess you'd call it the spiritual meaning. It's a message to realize where you are in life. I'll put it that way. And deja vu, I've had it actually happen 2 weeks back to back. Now, scientists can't tell me it's a false sense of memory if that happens.
Well, you know where the theory of relativity came from, don't you?
Is that Albert Einstein?
It's Albert Einstein.
Smart!
Do you know how he came up with it?
No!
A dream.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Albert Boise.
Boys.
He discovered the atomic structure.
Mm-hmm.
He dreamt of it.
I mean, come on.
No, I mean that's just two examples. Even
Come on.
Something that more simple. Mary Shelley, she wrote Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
That book came from a nightmare.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I heard that on Tyler Clausen's podcast, Between Lotus and Lovecraft.
Even one of your favorite books came from a dream. It was triggered by a dream.
Is it yours?
No.
Oh.
Twilight.
Ah! You dick!
It was probably one of them erotic dreams, but you know.
Yeah, right. Oh, Edward, I love you.
Anyway.
Whatever, Stephanie. You need to calm your ass down. No. Twilight is not a favorite book of mine.
I made you lose train of thought that.
You did. You ruined it. No.
Deja vu, right?
Deja vu.
4 times over.
Every damn time I open my eyes. Oh, shit.
Well, I mean, you know, it's a lot of times when you first start dozing, I'll be like, we just put up a dog pen at the house. And there was certain aspects of it I wouldn't for certain how I would do. And of course, you doze off thinking about it, then you pop open and you're like, oh, I know how I'm going to do that now.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there is something to that. I mean, just
like, you know, it could be a whole, you know, connection to where, you know, you've done something, of course, and then you dream about it, and then it actually happens. Okay, I get that. But the whole fact of the matter is, you still predicted the future in your head and didn't realize it until, you know, it happened. You're like, oh, shit, I totally saw this coming, but did not remember I saw this coming. No. Deja vu is all... Holy shit, Deja vu. The movie's good. I know that with Denzel Washington. But...
I'm just thinking about that. I don't think I've seen it.
It's a pretty good movie. But no, like, in, you know, you got all these fortune tellers and psychics out there that predict futures. You know, sometimes it's true, sometimes, you know, they're way off base. Stuff like that, I honestly believe is a gift. You know, if used properly or if it's actually true. You know, the ones that just scam people out of money. You know, and they're most of those types are like really good with body language, or kind of like Sherlock Holmes' gift, where they can see details in somebody and realize exactly what they do in their life.
Get a good read.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, those types of people can kiss my ass. But the ones that, you know, can actually, and I do believe that there are some out there that can see the future, whether how long it is or whether, you know, it changes. You know, that's all up to the mystical reality of the universe. But the ones that can predict futures, you know, I guess through deja vu, I do believe that is an aspect of where they never perfected their gift. But you still have those little nuggets in your mind that help you, I guess, deal with deja vu.
Yeah.
It's a weird concept. It really is.
Just a heads up thing.
Yes.
You've got a heads up on what's coming.
Right.
I mean, even in the Bible, it makes you wonder, you know, with, of course, Day Sunday.
That's right.
God came to John, you know, all of his disciples after his resurrection and after he ascended back to heaven on the cloud. Did he come to them in dreams, man?
Right.
Or even earlier when he was, you know, it says, man physically wrote the body, but they was inspired by God's word. How did he come to them?
Right.
He came to Mary. The angel Gabriel came to Mary in a dream, and to Joseph.
Yep. So. And you will bear a child, and they will not get it on. Basically,
yeah.
The Virgin Mary.
You know, I think, you know, we get so carried away of trying to
put science to everything. Yeah.
That, you know, it's, you know, ain't so much about us we don't understand. I mean, it's just way our play. It's a way for us to cope too.
Yeah, and we, as society, and you all can possibly agree to this. In society they try to dictate fact over faith.
Yeah.
And in actuality, fact is faith, because I can pick up this notebook right here and be like, okay, this does exist, and then they'd be like, well, you know how it's created, right? Be like, well, how? I'd be like, they cut down trees and made paper. I'm like, okay, I get that. Never seen it done, but I have faith that that's possibly true. And we all, teachers have told us paper comes from trees and stuff like that. It's like, okay, never seen it happen, but I'll take your word for it. Science and facts are acts of faith. It's just a lot of times people are trying to prove the faith instead of just rely on it. And that's where science kind of pisses me off a bit, because they're trying to put a definitive answer towards something that doesn't belong, if that's the right way to put it. Because without the creator, there wouldn't be any science.
They complement science and Bible complement each other.
Right.
They're not meant to disprove one or the other. It's meant to prove each other.
Exactly. And a lot of them's trying to use science to disapprove.
Disprove it.
Yes. Disprove, not disapprove. Disprove the other.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, screw you. That's why I have my own views. I'm independent. Do not try to explain to me the theory of evolution, because I don't believe in that shit. I did not come from a monkey. I know this. Even though monkeys are still part of the creation. But no, I may like a banana or two every now and again, but I'm not a monkey.
I heard that.
But what my most favorite theory about dreams is? That it is actually the alternate universe version of yourself.
Yeah.
I love that theory. And it would be awesome if it was true.
Be interesting. No matter what you're doing, he's another version of you doing it.
And when you dream, you're seeing their world through their eyes. I love that theory. It's
Dr.
amazing.
Strange did it well.
Yes. Yeah, because Multiverse of Madness, he dreamt what happened, and it was because it was himself in another universe. I love that theory.
I lost my train of thought there, Brad.
I heard you start to talk, so I was like, all right, I'm going to go silent.
No, you're good. I just lost my train of thought. It just went out the door with that car. It went by.
Like, I'll be at work, and, that whole theory of, if, say you have two job offers. One is to work at, say, a daycare, and the other one's to work at a factory. Of course, daycare's not going to pay much, so you're going to go where the money's at. Unless you literally have a passion to do daycare work, you're mostly going to go where the money's at. So you make this choice. Another version of you made this choice, so y'all just branch. And here's an alternate universe version of you, and here's you, just you, as the way you see yourself now. And then also, going back, when you're born, there's a girl version of you, and then there's you. Or say if you are a girl, there's a guy version of you, and then there's you. It's just all different little tree branches, kind of like how we go with our conversations. Just tree branches.
Just every which way.
Yes. So it is an awesome thought to just see the fact that when you dream, you are looking through the eyes of an alternate self.
Well, let me say this then. A counter to that. I have these little nippets, and me and Joni had talked about this before, that I'll wake up and I have these flashes of standing in front of the sink with the water on.
Mm-hmm.
Or going to the bathroom and flushing the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Standing, washing a bowl out.
Right. Yeah.
And they're just pictures. See, me and my alternate reality thing is probably doing the same thing at the same time. Because I used to wear a Fitbit.
Yeah.
And sometimes it would have me up for like 15 minutes throughout the night. Just movement.
Uh-huh.
And I wouldn't remember it.
Yeah.
When I was really young, my dad told me and I can remember pictures that, you know how your childhood is pictures.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because I had to be little. Daddy, I remember him scaring me and waking me up, and I was peeing in the refrigerator. He said, and he'll tell me today. He said him and his friends was in the living room, and the way our house was set up, you had to go from my room to the living room to another bedroom to get to the kitchen, then to the bathroom. You know, it's an old house. It wasn't a maze to it. You just had to get. You visited everybody on the way to the bathroom.
Right.
You know.
Go pee.
You know, if they was having private time, the curtains was up. You know, don't go through the curtain.
Right.
He said I went through the living room and they spoke to me.
Okay.
He spoke to me and he said I was going to, and I told him I was going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And he said he heard the refrigerator open, and I stood in front of the refrigerator, and I peed in the refrigerator.
Peed in the refrigerator.
Yeah. And I can remember he was calling out my name and it scaring me and waking me up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure enough, peed in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
So I guess that's something me and my alternate self did. It.
Yeah. You were just picturing this one, and then your body was reacting to it.
Exactly.
Yep. I remember when I was younger, I was always a terrified little kid. I'd sleep in my mom's bed because I hated sleeping in my own bed. That's just how I was when I was a kid. You know, storms frightened me, ghosts, you know, anything. My brothers would make me watch Tales from the Crypt at my dad's house. Everything terrified me. I was a scared little boy. But I remember one night, I guess I was dreaming. I don't remember anything up to this point, but I was standing at the side of my mom's bed, and I wake up mid-conversation, talking to my mother, and I don't remember exactly what I said. I just know my mouth was moving, my voice was going, and Mom was just kind of laying in bed. This was at like 2 o'clock in the morning. She was going, the whole time. And then, like I said, I woke up mid-conversation, and Mom just looks at me and she goes, "Get in the bed." And then I automatically crawled over my mom, got in her bed, and went right back to sleep. But I remember that nice little 5 to 10 second window
Of just waking up.
of just waking up talking to my mother. And I had no control over what I was saying. Weird as shit.
Makes you wonder what is in control.
Right? The alternate me. Yeah. So, I'm going to ask you this. If you could visit one of the alternate versions of yourself that you've dreamt, you know, through their eyes, which one would be the one if you could actually go visit?
Oh, wow. I know exactly which one.
I got one too.
A few years ago, when I have my dreams, and if it's a really vivid dream, I talk in my sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll start with this. I woke Joni up talking.
Uh-huh.
And she thought I was talking to her because I was saying, "Well, you need to go over here. I'll go over there." She said I had it all planned out. And what it was, and this would be so cool.
Yeah.
I was in a skyscraper that was already beat up. And there's me and a group. We had some powers where we could use a shoot flame. You know, the tip will push fire out of your hands or something like that.
Yeah. Pyrokinesis and shit.
Yeah. And I was telling them, in my dream, I can remember a snippet of this one. You go up here, you go over there, me and this person is going to go up. And Godzilla was coming towards us.
Oh, shit.
And we was fighting Godzilla. Now, I can remember it. I can remember saying Godzilla. It's not the new Godzilla, because it was way before that.
Yeah.
It was just Godzilla.
Just Godzilla.
And we had a plan. We was aiming to beat Godzilla.
At a beaten down skyscraper with pyrokinesis.
That's the one I would go
That is
visit.
awesome.
Because that's the only one that I can think of that I'm not smothered.
Right. No demon touching me. I'm going to burn their ass up now.
He's either going to eat me or I'm going to burn him going down.
Burn him up. It's like, oh, you going to put me in your belly? Well, I'm going to set it on fire.
There's going to be some heartburn there.
Yeah. Go, Godzilla.
What about you?
So, okay. This dream, I thought about it for the longest time after I had it, and I freaking loved every bit of it. As you all know, I am a big comic book freak. One of the hugest. Superman's my go-to. In this dream, I was standing like I think it was like kind of like in a field, and off in the distance, Superman was hovering above my head, and all you see is a black silhouette of him at the moment, and his cape was doing the whole majestic flop to the right of him, and he had that knee perked up and that one leg straight down. You know, he had his fist like this, and he was just kind of floating down, and he come down, and I shook his hand, and he said he'd see me later, and then he just took off.
No, you're waiting for that dream to come back.
I'm waiting for the second half of that dream.
You know, tonight, in your notebook,
Yeah.
write what you're going to dream about and see if you dream about it.
See if I dream it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to write fighting Godzilla.
Fighting Godzilla. And then bring me into it with Superman. We got this.
We got it.
We got this.
Well, heart punching. Whack.
The fiery fist. Have you had the same dream more than once?
No,
I have. One time.
I haven't. Now, I've fallen back asleep and been in the same dream, but I've never. But when I say I woke up, it was like I'm dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
And I go right back to sleep.
Yeah. Do you remember the old movie? Not the one with Dwayne Johnson, the older one, Race to Witch Mountain.
Yeah.
Okay. I had a dream about them two in that movie with the same plot, but it was at my childhood home, and we was having to go, just off in the distance to go find the spaceship or whatever. I dreamt that dream 3 times. The same aspect.
Oh, really?
It was awesome. And I was always told if you dream something 3 times, it comes true in real life. I'm still waiting. I've not seen no spaceship.
It's getting time.
It is. I mean, everybody talking about aliens anyways. But I'm also not a 12-year-old kid anymore, though, so...
Still, them really good dreams.
Yeah, it was good.
Like cosplay, like we talked about. It's an escape. It can be an escape.
It can, yes. Now, when you escape into nightmares,
I have them.
that's bad.
Yeah, Joni always asks me if I sleep good when I wake up, and you can always say, "Yeah, I sleep okay."
Yeah.
My opinion, sleep is overrated.
Sleep is
If there was a magic pill to take where I'd never had to sleep again,
Yeah.
I would be happy.
Yeah.
I know that sounds depressing. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean that. I mean it just when I wake up, usually I've either had a nightmare, or you don't feel rested. I'm just not rested all the time.
Yeah.
Now I do have the best. I was telling her the best part about sleep or dreams is when you first wake up and you feel your fan going, and you're just super comfortable.
Yes.
You just want to lay there and you're dozing in and out. That's the best part.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that sounds depressing,
But no, it's...
no, it just...
Well, it's like, when we were younger, we was able to do that whole stay up all night long without having any repercussions because, we was just always full of that damn energy, no matter what. I remember when I was a teenager, I could wake up at 6 that one morning, like say it's a Friday morning, the weekend's about to happen, stay up all the way till noon on Saturday, and would be just fine. Got a lot of crap done, played video games all night, drank Monsters, whatever. I can't do that anymore the older I've gotten. And I'm like, what happened? And then, of course, a random ass theory pops in my head, and I'm like, well, they did say the world was going to end in 2012. Maybe it did, and I'm not allowed to do that anymore because I can't see the reset. But then I get to thinking, oh, wait, I've worked night shift before. That's not true.
Yeah.
But the whole just having fun throughout the middle of the night and staying up, I can't do that anymore. And it sucks.
Or you just can't find nobody to do it with.
Right, yeah, because all my friends are, like me, always tired. And work too much. Yeah.
Yep.
This is how we get our spirits back up. This right here.
Oh, you got a new job coming up. So.
I do. Yes, we did not do a life update today.
Oh, before you get started on that, you need to remind them about your new emblem for shirts and hats and everything. Merch.
The one your daughter made?
Yeah.
The The new logo.
New logo and merch he's got.
Yes. Our new logo is on the hats, shirts, notebooks, and stickers and stuff like that. To get this merch, all you gotta do is go to redbubble.com/people/Demented Creator. And all kinds of good stuff. I did take one design off of it because it just, I wasn't very happy with it. So I just took it off. And then I put the logo that your daughter made on there. Yeah. And I took that other one off.
Cool looking stuff.
It is. I'm fixing to get me a hat. Once I start this new job and actually have more money rolling in, I am going to bomb my ass out with Demented Creator merch.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I am. So I'm about to start the post office. I'm getting out of the mill. More money, and I'll actually be able to take care of my family a lot more than what I have been able to. So I'm very excited about that.
Easier on the body, too.
Oh, much. And my truck about clunked out on me the other day again. So I got to get... My microphone's crooked, so I'm trying to... And it's still moving. Forgive me for the weird sounds. Back down you go. There we go. Okay. So I have to get my truck in the shop. Like, it's running fine now after we reset it by pulling the battery cable off. It's ran fine, but I'm still worried. Because it's going to be my primary use in this job. If I don't have it, I don't have a job. So I've got to get my truck in the shop. What's new in your life?
Getting ready to start a new book.
Bouncing ideas. Come up with a character concept for the Void in this book. Teaser right there for you.
Yeah, but no, I'm pretty good right now. Of course, I'm at that stage in my life. There's no real big changes other than something that may come up in the future like that. Yeah. As far as job wise, you've always got something on the horizon for better. But I'm at an age now I can't really afford to make too big of a changes.
Yeah.
Because 20 years ago, 10 years was not much. I'm 46 right now. 10 years from now, I'm 56.
Right.
I know it's not old, but you're getting up into life.
You're trying to stay comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said, no big real changes. Allie, she's graduating college in June. Mm-hmm. Aubrey and Avery, they're graduating high school this year.
Yeah.
And still working on 100%. Nobody's 100% what they want to do, but just getting them situated towards college.
Yeah.
But other than just day by day, the gutters about blew off the houses.
I said that wind got stupid.
All of a sudden, and Avery came running down the house. She's like, something hit my window.
It was the gutter.
I took pictures of it just in case, but I went to. Okay, this is me. Yeah. This is grind my gear moment.
You know what really grinds my gear?
You know what really grinds my gear?
That.
Other than that,
perfect timing.
Do you know what's good? That's good for?
What?
It's to hide a fart in.
Man, opportunity missed.
Yeah. But when I'm at work, before we get too far off, when I'm at work, of course, everything at my job is scheduled unless something unfortunate comes to the emergency room. I will try to tell somebody, I am going to be the back. If I know I can be back within 15 minutes, I want to say, I'll be back in about 30 minutes. Not to come back in 30 minutes, but that way, when I come back in 10 or 15 minutes, they think, he's early.
You daggone
He's
right.
on the money. I had to get gutter screws. You know what I'm talking about? Gutter nails.
Yeah.
Because it blew them out of my house, and they was bent. And they're so cheap because my house is old that when you try to pick them back in, they go from this to that.
Yep.
So I stopped at a store up here, and it was $9.55. And a gentleman came out, unlocked the door, and came out and was unhooking some stuff and getting things situated. I said, can I go on in and get what I need? He said, no, you can here in just a minute.
Did you go to Ace Hardware?
and the doors were open, lights was open. I knew what I needed. There was people working in there, and and it's just 5 minutes. I don't care. It's not. It just it's just making it more convenient for your customers.
Mm-hmm.
I could have went in, got it, and been done. But
Right.
they said, no. And I am not kidding you. Went back in, locked the door for 3 minutes, unlocked the door. And that's just something. I didn't dream that, though.
That actually happened.
That actually happened.
Yeah.
But as far as anything new in my life, no.
Well,
I'm good.
You know how I know you were talking about Ace Hardware without mentioning Ace Hardware? My old boss's husband tried to go there. It was like 15 minutes before they was going to close on a Saturday. He went up there to try and grab something, and they had already locked the door and
Yeah.
told him no. 15 minutes before they actually was supposed to close.
And again, that's not as a whole. It depends on who is closing.
Yeah.
I would say, who is there,
Yeah.
and I do see it that way too. But I mean, what if that part was for a water leak and nobody's going to be open for the next
Right. I mean, you basically lost. You're going to lose people.
something? Yeah,
Yes.
you do, especially in a small area
Yeah.
like this.
The community will make you or break you in an area like this one.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks all at the same time because, close opinions matter,
It
but, you still do the best you can. So, but they was not doing the best that they could. They were just
At
being
that time.
dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
15 minutes on a Saturday don't mean a whole lot.
Yeah.
I don't. I got a house full of women, so 15 minutes is void to me.
Right.
Now I mean that in the best way. But
Like, I'll be ready in a minute. 2 hours later. It's like, hey, it's cool. I
Yeah.
got some writing done. You
yeah,
were
I
doing
got
what
some
you was
writing
doing.
done. But,
I
yeah.
knew I had time. I ate a bowl of cereal.
Do you dream about your books you write
I have
or your
not.
characters?
I have not. And which is odd. You kind of figured as much thought as you put into something, and to scientific fact that, you dream what, unresolved conflicts, which is basically how authors operate. You kind of figured I would.
Yeah, I hadn't. I've only done the 2, and I've not.
Yeah, it's. Of course, when I'm picturing my books and stuff like that, I'm of course I'm awake when I'm doing it, but it's like a dream in my head as I'm writing it down because I'm picturing everything.
Mm-hmm.
But not an actual full blown fall asleep have a dream about
No, I hadn't.
Legion's Dawn or Zeds or anything like that.
I think it'd take away from it,
It would,
honestly.
unless it just gave you just a very awesome plot point.
Yeah, and like you said, when I first lay down, I don't dream about it, but I think it just gives you a minute when your brain is shutting down certain aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Certain parts of the brain closes off when you sleep.
Yep.
I think it kind of clears up, and you'll get ideals,
Yeah.
and you're like,
God.
I know
I
where to
hate
take
that. I hate it. Right when I'm just about to go to sleep, something will pop in my head, and I'm like, "Oh, that'd be awesome," but I don't want to move. I'll remember it in the morning,
Then
and
you don't
then
remember
it's
it.
gone.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it.
That's me when I go to Walmart.
Yes. Go in there, it's like, okay, I just got to get this. As soon as you walk in them door, what am I here for?
Yep,
I think it comes with getting older,
it does.
because that happens to me a lot. Go in for one thing, walk out with 5, but didn't grab the one thing you went in there to get.
Oh, that's me. I
Yes.
have to stop on the way out.
Yeah. Like, I went in for Monsters yesterday because I ran out. I came out with, I did get my Monsters because that was always on my mind, which, I'm lucky. But came out with 6 other things with it. I'm like, damn it, I ain't got the money for this.
It's always.
Too late. But, okay, so, continue with dreams. There's 3 types. Nightmares, daydreams, lucid dreams. That's 3 types I found anyways.
Yeah.
Lucid dreams are the rarest type. I mean, we all know what nightmares are, of course. And you have your regular dreams when you sleep. So, I mean, I guess there should be 4. Because daydreams are considered like literally actual having a dream during the day, or kind of just fading off in your head like I do a lot while I'm at work. I daydream new stories. But lucid dreams is the rarest type, and it's literally where you are conscious while dreaming.
You have some aspect of control.
Yes, like, what is it? To get more adapted to a lucid dream, they say, I know Alan's got some notes on this too, but it's like you set a goal, test your reality, which I don't know how I can do that. I guess, just touching stuff. Meditate, and start remembering your dreams, such as we was talking about earlier, keeping like a dream journal.
Just when you're saying test your reality and just meditate on it, it just helps you focus on what you're going to dream about.
Okay.
Avery says she has one part in her dream that she knows when she's dreaming. She can see that, and she says, "I know that I'm dreaming." I watch.
She kind of has like a totem.
Yeah, like she.
Okay.
It's like even. I watched a cartoon, and I don't want to reference the cartoon. I don't know how that works. But the younger guy, every time he would lucid dream, he'd see a red ball bounce through the side of him.
Oh, what have I seen that on?
Oh yeah, well, and he'd fly out the window with his favorite girl and stuff like that, and he was bragging it to his sister. In the house, and what she did, they played a prank on him, and he came down from his room and he bounced a red ball through the room.
Yeah.
And it went from there.
You know what he did next.
Yeah, you know what he did next. I mean, even he made odd requests to him, like, "I want to go to school and not wearing no pants, and y'all's going to drive me to school while singing this song." So they did it. So he you see his little feet pop up on the back headrest of the seat. He says, "I want to do this while y'all's driving me to school." So you can imagine what it went. And they had to ride with. But anyway, But yeah, she focuses on like a toe, like you said, a toe. I don't know, a totem, an object in her dream, and she says, "When I see it, I know that I'm dreaming." She says, "I know I've got control over it."
So I wonder how she plants that in there.
I don't know.
Because that's badass.
So, I mean, it just, like you said, you meditate on it. One of the things I read was that when you meditate over, when you're first going to sleep, you repeat it like a subject or something like that. And it'll help bring it in, or like when you're starting to fall asleep, that you try to keep yourself awake, try to open your eyes and focus, knowing that you're going to sleep. And you'll gradually get in where when you fall asleep, you know you're going into a dream.
Huh.
So that was one way that I'd read it.
Okay.
So, that goes right with your notes. What she was talking about.
Yeah, lucid dreams. Like it's awesome when you can really figure out that you're dreaming, because then you can do anything.
I remember doing that once, and I've done it very few times. But one time I can remember when I'd done it, everything went white. Then I woke up.
Yeah.
It was like, movie's over. We're up. But
Get out.
Yeah, I can remember it. Everything just went blank. Then I woke up.
Then you woke up. Yeah. So, have you ever had the experience where you can't run in your dream? Or fully punch something in your dream?
I've never been, of course, with the wrestling part, that's been always my biggest fear, not being able to hold on to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not necessarily punching, but when I grab somebody in my dream, I don't have the strength to hold them.
Yeah. Yeah.
The same concept. It would be the same concept. Running part, no. I've never had that issue.
I was younger. This was back when Goosebumps was all the rage, before the new movies and stuff had been out. But I had an actual complete compilation of horror figures in this one nightmare. There was Freddy Krueger. There was Chucky. There was Slappy from Goosebumps, the little ventriloquist doll.
Yeah.
And there was one more. I can't remember which horror villain this was. And the thing was, I realized I was in this nightmare, so I was like, I've got to run. When I tried to run, my legs were going up, like I was exercising, just running in place. And I was trying to go up some stairs, and like I was moving so slow, but yet my legs were going.
Like a video game.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, like on Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I can't run in my dreams.
Mine's always the grabbing part. You know, holding on to something.
Yeah. I had this one. I was going against somebody. I guess it was like some type of bad person. Anyways, I had a pistol. And in my dream, I was trying to make it a real pistol, but yet it was a BB gun pistol. But my character in this dream was using it as a real pistol. So he was trying to shoot bad guys with a BB gun. But in his mind, it was a real gun. Fucking weird. I'll just say it this way. My dreams are ridiculous. They're random as hell.
Oh, yeah. Mine's random, but they have the same theme. Not nice.
Don't touch me.
Not nice. I mean, in all seriousness, I probably couldn't tell you. You know, a lot of people want to go to sleep because they have good dreams.
Yeah.
Some will say that if you don't have good dreams, it's a sign of a neurological disorder.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that something's trying to manifest itself. But mine's always been like that.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm too crazy. But,
we ain't got there yet.
Not yet. Nah. But it's pretty interesting. You know, they say stuff that if you dream about, like your stove, not being able to turn your stove on, or trying to appliances in the house that don't work, or something like that, or you know, like if we dream we're having this podcast and you can't get this to come on at all.
Right.
They say that's, like you said, deja vu. It's a way of your body possibly telling you that something's off with your body. Something's wrong. You're sick some way or another.
Huh.
You know, it's a subliminal message saying, hey, something's wrong.
Hey, something's screwed up. You need to go get something checked out right now.
This on-off switch is not quite working.
Yeah.
So,
have you ever heard of the... I've heard this my entire life. It's an old tale, or old statement, I should say. It says, do not talk about your nightmares before you eat or they will come true.
my grandma used to say that.
Yeah, my mom would tell me that.
So if you talked about them before, mine was if you talked about them before you ate, you'd forget them and you'd never remember them.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine was if you talk about it before you eat, they come true. So they
but,
always say, you know, you have a good dream, tell me before you eat breakfast. If you have a bad dream, wait till you have some eggs.
Yep. I've heard that before. You know, it's before we get, I don't want to get too far off because this is a neat little story. I remember, now I would dream about this one, and and again, I stayed with my great grandma son, so that's a whole different era, a whole different generation.
Yeah.
And of course, I was young. It's like before 10, and around about that age. And she would tell us kids when we were standing there, if y'all kids don't straighten up, raw head and bloody bones is gonna come out of this holler and pack you off.
Raw head and bloody bones.
Raw head and bloody bones, and that used to scare the shit out of me. And she'd say that, and she'd say, if y'all don't go to sleep, raw head and bloody bones, and you can get a mental image of that. And I've dreamed about that damn thing before. and you know, it's, you know, like the Red Hood, not the Red Hood, but the Red Skull on Captain America.
Yeah.
But bloody, that's what I saw.
Yeah.
Growing up. But I did some research here a couple of years ago, and that came from a short story from the early 1800s.
Really?
Called Raw Head and Bloody Bones.
Huh.
And it's about a witch.
Dude.
So,
okay.
And that's a whole different story, but she used to tell us that, and I would dream about that damn thing. And he never would come into the house.
Yeah.
But he was always lurking on the outside.
Mm.
And you could see him. Of course, she lived in an old ranch house that was built in the 1800s. So it was a block house, and in the side of it you could see the windows. Then it went to a porch, and I can remember you could hear it going, because she said it had pig feet,
Yeah.
and you could hear it walking on that. It's like,
Oh God.
Hey, it's no wonder I don't dream good things. You know, Rawhead and Bloody Bones is lurking in my subconscious.
I was gonna say, you got traumatized as a kid, just so your grandma would get you to go to sleep.
And you'd lay there and she'd say, "You better be asleep."
You better be asleep.
And you're like, "But Rawhead and Bloody Bones coming."
Right? It's like, why would I? He's coming. What's up, Grandma? What you trying to do to me?
You know, you said you seen the shadow of Superman in his cape.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love that.
I seen the shadow of Rawhead and Bloody Bones and his pigtail curling out the
Curling
side.
up.
Been majestic in the wind.
Oh, majestic like, yes. Like, no. No, Rawhead and Bloody Bones.
But,
Nope. You can start packing a shotgun.
but yeah, dreams have always scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. Now, so, this whole topic is, of course, dreams. We have discussed I don't know how you actually put it, actual dreams.
Yeah.
So, we will dive in just a little bit about having aspirational dreams. Because I don't even know where we're at now. Hour and 28. Okay, it's actually not as bad as we usually go. So,
Them rabbit holes. You know.
them rabbit holes, man. So, dreams, with actual reality, your aspirational dreams. I just want to start off with saying, do not give up on them. I have a lot. I know Alan has some. And it's every one of them take a different approach. Yeah. Mine's with trying to become a better known author. This podcast right here, hopefully that, it'll get to the ears or the sights of the ones that are just trying to look for a little bit of advice. And this is, this podcast is the one that they're like, oh, okay, well, if they've experienced it and I'm experiencing it now, then I can still keep going. Just a little bit of inspiration. I have all kinds of those types of dreams that a lot of times seem unrealistic, but I am still slowly learning to be patient.
That's the hard part.
It is. That is the hardest freaking part. That and marketing. I will say that all the time. I am not a good marketer. I suck at advertising, but I'm learning slowly. And part of, my aspirational dreams is learning to market myself as well as my products.
Yeah. You're just getting it out there to the right person.
Exactly. It's hard in a small community to get that kind of attention.
Yeah.
Very hard.
It is. I mean, you talking about aspirating.
Aspirating.
You tell I work in respiratory. Aspiring. That's what I tell the girls. We've got some family members, which they mean well. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
They say they don't need to go to Bowling Green. They don't need to go. They need to be here, working here. Which, yes, it is a community, and you need the people from the community to help build it up, to help make it grow. It's like anything. But I've told all three of them, and I'll tell my nephew or anybody that was to ask, don't limit yourself to this.
Right.
I mean, if you get into, I told Allie, I said, if you find something, with your digital design in New York, go.
Get it.
Yeah. Get on it. And if it brings you back home, because my life, mine and Joni's as parents has been different, because it turned into, like you said, we all have our dreams, but it's to get them where they can reach to try to achieve their dreams, to get them started.
Yeah.
And it just I don't want to be a stumbling block.
Right. Yeah. You want to trip them up on their way to greatness.
Yeah. Because they are going to do great. They're always going to do great things in their lives, no matter what.
Oh, yes.
But I'm 46 years old, and there's so much I still want to do.
Right.
And I told my age, but I don't care.
I'm 33.
I'm 46, and like I said, we aspire to motivate other people with this. Whether it's just us being randomly going on about dreams and talking about rawhead and bloody bones
and Superman in his majestic cape.
Yeah, but it just to inspire, whatever you want to call it, to get somebody motivated to do something a little extra.
Yeah.
Because I never thought I'd be sitting here talking to Bradley on the podcast.
I mean, come on.
I'd be honest with you, I didn't know what a podcast was till 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, in all honesty, I was never interested in podcasts. I always thought, why would I want to listen to somebody talk when, you got a radio for that? They'll talk and then they got music. Okay, yeah, I can do that. But why would I want to listen to someone talk at me for hour and a half? And
break it up in sessions.
Yeah.
You got it.
And then I got to look, and then I got to study, and I was like, podcasts are very informational and entertaining. Like I said,
You know what the entertainment part of this one is? Got a joke for you.
Oh, go ahead, please.
Go ahead.
Please do it.
What do you call a blowjob in a swimming pool?
I have no idea.
Head underwater.
Gosh damn it.
And that's so damn stupid. Anyway.
Yeah. There you go. Joke of the day.
Yeah, bless it. Bless it.
Bless it. That's our southern slang for when we think someone is off the rocker. Oh, bless them.
This is the way.
This is the way.
We haven't said that yet today.
We have not.
Oh, and I got to say, a good show. Watch The Mandalorian.
Yes, Mandalorian is fantastic.
Yeah. But yeah, needs no age limit on dreaming.
No.
46. And I may not do anything else that I'm already doing, but I'm happy with it.
Right. Like I said, I've got 4 kids. They're not at this stage yet, because they're not even close to middle school yet. But they're not at that stage where I have to worry about what they want to do with their future, because as a child you live in the moment. So I'm just very appreciative
Of that moment.
But once they start getting toward the age of 13 and 14, then that's when I'll start putting my foot down and trying to get them to where they need to go or want to go. They necessarily don't have to go in this direction, but if they want to go in that direction, I'll be holding their hand or nudging them forward, be like, all right, have at it. If that's what you want to do, get it.
Yep.
I'm like, if your kid's like, hey, I want to go work on this in New York,
Go for it.
it'd break my heart. I will miss the hell out of you, but I want what's best for you. And if that's what's going to make you happy and not be illegal,
Yeah. Lord willing.
go for it.
Lord willing, when they're 46, they're happy with what they're doing.
Exactly. No regrets.
No regrets. That's 20 more years. That's 20 more years from now for some of them.
Mm-hmm.
So if I live that long, I'll be 66.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna live till you're like 98. Shit.
66.
And I already know how me and Alan's actually going to meet our end. Zombie apocalypse.
No.
But it's going to be 2 ways. Either we're going to get caught off guard when it starts while we're sleeping, if he's actually sleeping, and we get bit. Say the wife turns because she ate a bad thing of kale or
Bad thing of monkey kale.
bad thing. Yeah. Or my wife got a bad Dr. Pepper that had the virus in it, whatever. Or Mary literally gets bit at the nursing home from a zombie-infested senior citizen. It's either going to be that way, or we're going to make it all the way to the end, and there's no resources left.
Just started it.
Yeah, we're just going to fade.
Fade out.
There was not going to be an in-between because it's too badass for that to happen.
Damn straight.
I will make it. I took quizzes when it said, how long would you survive in the zombie apocalypse? Every one of them said, to the end. Everyone. I'm like, because I'm a badass when it comes to zombie apocalypse.
There you go.
And
Just read his book, Zed Rising.
Yeah, second edition when I do that. The first one has a lot of shit that needs to be fixed. I said it a lot, and I'll say it again. It's still a good one though.
Yeah, damn good.
So, I was looking at reviews of my books because I was noticing that a good friend of mine, Larry, he got a great review on his book. His actually reached the top 100 on Amazon there for a little while, and I'm so proud. I'm ecstatic. The guy is just amazing. So I started looking at my rankings. I got very depressed.
But I think mine has a ranking.
Well, I know you at least have one review.
Oh, really?
Yeah, your book has one review. My Legion's Dawn has one review, but it's not written. It's just rated.
Rated.
Yes, I should say Legion's Dawn has one rating. My other stuff has a couple of ratings, but like all my stuff is either number 400,000 in some category or number freaking 1 million in this category. I am nowhere near a top 10, top 100, top 500. Nothing like that.
That's something that I honestly think that is marketing.
Yeah.
I mean, just getting it to the right person, right place.
Yeah.
And just letting people see it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all it is. I mean, it just...
Like, if I have an indie author's book and I read it, I will give it a review and a rating on Amazon because
it puts it out there.
Exactly. That feeds it. That tells Amazon, hey, people are loving this. We need to showcase it more.
Yeah.
And I have preached and pleaded like, hey, if you've read any of my stuff, write a review on Amazon and then, maybe they'll push a little bit more. No. They choose not to.
Yeah. Well, of course, Joni got her bird from a lady over in Glasgow that's from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And we just talking, and she's talking how she likes to read and stuff. I said, well, if you're interested, I got something right here for you. So I just handed it over to her. Now, whether she ever read it, I don't know.
So you gave her one of your books?
I sure did.
You damn right.
Yeah. And it's not one with the said not for sale on it. Yeah, it's I guess one of my aspiring dream is to actually finish this trilogy. I'd like to finish my next 2 books this year. By the fall.
By the fall. You got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
You better get on it.
I've not even started it.
Exactly.
But I guess if you want to look at short-term dreams, that's one.
Yeah.
But
and I promised I would mention this. So I wrote a short story. I think what did I call it? Travelers of Light, I think is what it is. But this anthology is getting released next month. It's already available for pre-order. I told the other authors that I would broadcast it on this podcast because, of course, I'm in it. But it's called Remembering William. It's available for pre-order on Kindle. All proceeds, or I should say all funds or whatever that people will use to buy the book will go to a high school in Maryland where it helps fund that school to get supplies for their kids. So go on Amazon, look up Remembering William, and it's an anthology. It has a list of us authors on the bottom of the book, and it's actually a beautiful cover. It's a lone guy standing there with a tattoo on his arm, and the Remembering William is in yellow lettering. It's actually a really nice cover. But like I said, all proceeds go to a charity. Us authors will not keep any of the funds that it generates. So go pre-order.
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 Support it, read it, love it.
Yes. And the reason this anthology was written was because a man unfortunately passed away a couple years back, leaving behind a wife and kid. And he was apparently, like, I never met this man, but I've heard like great things. He was just a loving father, a great person in the community, a loving husband, everything. And the wife wanted to do something in his honor and also help out her community. So she contacted Courtney Lynn Rose, which is a U.S. bestsellers author that I know, and she, invited people to come and be a part of this anthology, so I was one of them, and so yeah. Pre-order that book. It's on, you can do it on Kindle.
There you go.
Oh, this elbow is hurt. I think I got tendonitis in it, and I hate that. It could be where I smacked it on boards over and over again.
Yeah, that irritated.
Yes. Well, that is all the notes I have for dreams.
Yeah, that has configured mine too.
Is there anything else we can think of?
I can't think of anything.
Is that good? Is that going to be it? What's going to be our next topic? I don't either.
If whoever's listening, the 2 in Belgium.
Yeah. No, there was 6.
Oh my bad, the 6 that's in Belgium. If you have any ideals that you want us Americans to talk about.
Yeah. Southern whip slapping nothings.
Or just any questions whatsoever, whether it's about us. Which,
yeah. More than happy to answer. Just don't ask anything sexual.
No.
That's all I ask.
I mean, that's for a different podcast.
Yeah, that's my erotica podcast.
Oh, Lord. That's in the book that's coming out this
summer. In a lone town in Kentucky.
Underneath the willow tree by the river.
Down by the river. In a van.
While eating barbecue.
Eating barbecue, drinking Michelob Ultra. One man, one dog. What?
I got my eyebrow up there. I was like, I think I'm going to take my headset off.
You think it's man's best friend? Think again. It's man's partner.
Yeah, if you got any ideas, anything you want us just to read up on, study a little bit, just shoot it our way.
Yes, and if there is a merchandise, oh my gosh, I keep losing my train of thought. Design that you would love to see pop up in the store, hit me up and we will figure out how to do it. I actually sent Alan a picture of something that I would love to have done, but Corey got to change it up a little bit. But I think that would be a good piece of merchandise.
Be a unique one.
It would be. I liked it very much. But yes, any questions, any thoughts, any topics you want us to discuss, hit us up at creatorsdementia@gmail.com. Be more than happy to hit you back with words, not with fists. And I hope you all had fun. We definitely enjoy this. Yep. Conversating about random shit is just awesome. I can never get enough of it. But I know that sometimes you guys do, so that's why we don't try and just do a 24-hour segment. I don't even think we'd have the energy for that either.
I don't know. I think it'd go on.
Oh, that'd be a hell of a lot of editing too.
Oh, I know. I can't imagine what you go through.
Oh, mate. Hope you like the new office/studio. We're not in the dining room. New lights. Fixing to get me some lights that's going to go around the top, too. I've got those in my Amazon cart. Just waiting for funds.
Yep. I understand.
But that is it for Creators Dementia. Hope you guys had a great week or 2 weeks, because we are bi-weekly here on this show. Hope everything's going great. I love that you keep continuing to come in and listen and watch and do whatever it is that you do for Creators Dementia. It is amazing, and I can never ask for anything better about the support, because I see the views on YouTube. I look at the downloads on Spotify, or not necessarily only Spotify, but RSS completely, because it shows all the downloads, and things are still going pretty smooth. It's amazing, and I really appreciate it.
You're excellent.
Yes. So
read his book, Zed Rising, Legion's Dawn,
Zed's Wayward Son, Tales from Quillandia, Volume 1, Christmas in Quillandia, a rendition of Tales from Quillandia.
Anything that's got Bradley Botts' name on it, there you go. Yeah. But no, they're all good. I've read most of them, not all of them. It's look him up. Look at his merchandise.
Yeah, and of course, don't forget Alan's Broken Dagger. It's going to be a complete series. Lucifer's Contract. It's his first one, so
it's just going to get better from there.
Exactly. He's starting it. He has started it, and now he's going to be climbing that mountain.
We'll see how it goes.
It is long ass, steep ass climb, but it's fun. So we're going to continue to do that.
Yep.
The whole entire time. Well, that is it. So appreciate y'all. God bless. Like I said, it's been amazing.
Until next time.
Demented Creators
Out.
out.